Dottie, and here's Winston, one of my Scotties. Oh goodness. And we'd like to welcome you to our video about counted cross stitch. This is Flosstube number 184. I'm glad that you've joined us today. Today's Saturday, August the 24th, 2024. Can you tell poor Winston, he's just not into the videoing today. And of course we have Mr. Striker. He's wanting to say hello to Grandma Jeannette and Belinda and Stephanie. Hi, you guys. It's good to see y'all. And Striker says hello. He's always ready to be on camera. So anyway, without further ado, we've got a lot to do today. I hope that somebody in the video will, when you watch the video, you'll see something that you like. You'll come back and you'll subscribe. And also hit the little bell button at the bottom. And it will tell you every time I put out a Flosstube. So let's get down. Come on. Oh my goodness. And that way you can join us. Got to get the treat out of my pocket. There we go. That's the only reason they do this. Yeah, it's for the treat. But anyway, welcome. First of all, I would like to talk about some of the things that I've been participating in, and it's been kind of hit and miss, and I feel really bad, but hopefully I can get back to it. And those are our stitch alongs. I'm hosting, along with the Stitching Owl, Karen, the 12 Days of Christmas Stocking Sal. It's hashtag 12 Days of Christmas Stockings. And one week I said hashtag 12 Days of Stocking Sal. So either one that you put down, that's just fine. I've been looking and y'all are putting some great things out. This pattern is by Annie Bees if you'd like to join us. I'm probably terribly behind. Karen has some beautiful things. The Stitching Owl, you'll have to go to her Flosstubes and watch those because they're just beautiful. Okay, the first one I've done, I got it stitched and it's not fully finished yet. I think I'm gonna wait and do them all at one time. And this is the Partridge in the Pear Tree. And for those of you that watch my video, you've seen these before, but look how pretty these look when you get them stitched up. I used all the call for colors on 28 count. I think it's some kind of Lugana even weave or something. I got it from Fat Quarter Shop because they have the 28 count seem like their holes are bigger, and so it's easier to see. That was the Partridge in the Pear Tree. Here's the 2 turtle doves. And I got that one done. Yay me. But then I fell off the wagon just a little bit. So the third one, I don't have 3 French hens. I just have 2 so far. And they're headless. So see, there we go. I'm the same spot I was at last time. I didn't get anything stitched. Oh, my hair is sticking out. Goodness. I didn't get any more stitched because I've had a lot of things I've been working on and I've got to finish on something, so it's coming up. But anyway, this is 2 strands over 2. So see, it's not a race. You just stitch at your own pace and just come join us. These are beautiful patterns. I tell you, Annie Bees, Annie has just kicked it out. She's just really kicked it out of the park. I'm telling you, it's just amazing how beautiful these patterns work up. And you don't have to do them on black if you don't want to. Because Karen's doing some on red, she's doing some on white, and they look so elegant. So be sure and check that out. And then the next thing that we're going to start this weekend, August the 25th, in fact, that's tomorrow. It's called, it's by Sweet Wing Studio. Susan designed this pattern and we got it at Stitch Florida. And we asked everyone at Stitch Florida if they wanted to stitch it with us. Our table, hang on. Our table decided that they wanted to stitch this together because we had become such good friends. And this is the hashtag Friendship Retreat Sal. I will link these below. And the one we're doing is The Noblest Part by Sweet Wing Studio. And this one says, friendship above all ties does bind the heart, and faith in friendship is the noblest part. Isn't that beautiful? Susan's just outdone herself. We thought that was just a good theme of the retreat. And so the good thing is we all have the same piece of linen, Ada, that you can stitch it on. And is this not beautiful? Alicia, the fanciful flamingo, was so kind to give us this piece of Ada. So it's beautiful. And we split it up in 6 parts. And so we're going to stitch this, and I'll probably have enough to stitch some more. And I've got all the call for colors. I don't know if I'm going to use all the call for colors yet, because I don't know how they work on my Ada, but we'll see. And this is, I think it's 18 count. But I'm really, really excited, but I think it's just a beautiful color. So you'll have to join it with us, and it will be listed in the Salander, or cross stitch Salander. And the 12 Days of Christmas is already listed in the cross stitch Salander. But I will put that in there after I finish videoing today. So hopefully it'll be up by tomorrow. Nothing like waiting until the last minute. Can't believe I did that. But then again, I can. Okay, and you want to tag Susan, or just tag at Sweet Wing Studio and at Stitching Scotty, so we can keep up with your progress on the Friendship Retreat Sal. And on the 12 Days of Christmas Stocking Sal, you want to tag the Stitching Owl and Stitching Scotty, and I will link all that information below. Okay, so now let's talk about some past fully finished objects. Okay, since I didn't have any fully finished objects this week because I was busy doing other things, so like stitching. So anyway, the first one I have is called Flip-Flop Days. It is still available on the Jabco, which is Just Another Button Company website. And this is, you get the free chart, and all you got to do is buy the buttons from them. And it's not very much. And see, there's the finished product that they have. And this is what I did. Now, I liked the color of the linen. I thought, oh, this is so bright and so sweet. And so, but I wanted a yellow frame to pick up all the yellow. And look at all these fun buttons. The flip-flops, the beach ball, the bee, and there's a little bird here. Okay, I want to say seagull. Okay, I think this is on, I'm guessing when I say 28 count, because I used to always stitch on 28 count, and this is oldie but a goodie. I've had it some time, but I've seen another Flosstuber stitching this, and it made me decide to get it out and show it. Since it's summertime, what little bit we've got left. Although down here in the South, we are barbecuing. And we'll probably be wearing our flip-flops long after some of you have stored yours away. But anyway, it's really cute, and I did the call for threads 2 over 2. And I can't remember, it's not DMC, it's over-dyed. And I'm not sure if it's Gentle Arts or Weeks Dye Works, but it's so pretty. Okay, so anyway, but it was cheerful and bright and just a really, really nice stitch. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is, this one's from Shepherd's Bush. I've been real big on Shepherd's Bush for a long time. And this one's called Sail. And it's got turtle buttons from Just Another Button Company, the little seagulls, a starfish, some seashells, and a kite. And I did this one on 10 count Tula. And then I picked out some fabric that looked like water. And I don't know why, but I just thought that the way this fabric looked, it was nautical looking. But now I'm going to turn it around, and it's the same identical fabric. Look at that. That's the fabric. Isn't that amazing how when you just take and do a little piping or something? And I did not finish this one. The finisher that finished this one has long since retired. But isn't that just beautiful? And I used 3 strands over 1 thread because it was 10 count Chula. So, so pretty. That pattern just really, really spoke to me. And that was back before I finished anything. And it had a lot of piping and this, that, and the other, and that teeny weeny little border, so I wanted somebody else to do that then. Okay, and the next thing is also Shepherd's Bush, and this was a kit from them, and it's called Beesy Buzzing Bees, I think, or Buzzing Bees. And this is also on 10 count Chula. If you can't see very well, this is a very, very good count to start with, and then you can work your way up if you don't like using magnification. And the little kits, I mean, it's got all the floss in it, and some of this could have been silk, I'm not sure, but I just used what they had, and it was 3 strands over 1. But I really enjoyed that, and I just popped it in a little frame. And you've probably seen this frame before because I just pop things in and out. But I like that one. Okay, so those are my past fully finished objects. That's a tongue twister. Okay, and we're doing things kind of out of order today, a little bit. I do have an Etsy shop because needlework, no, not needlework market, but, well, I guess you would call it that in a way, but it's Stash Fest is what they're calling it this year, 2024 Stash Fest Needlework Market. And I figured, you know, yeah, you've seen everything, so, or pretty much everything, although every time I look, there's something else new that goes up, and I'm like, oh my goodness. But anyway, I didn't want to tempt you anymore with that, so I thought I'd mention a wonderful Etsy designer that I saw. So I'll tell you about that later in the video. Okay, but right now we're going to talk about some of what I've been working on. Now, I've only worked on 4 things this week. One of them is a finish. Yay! I have 1 finish. So we're going to start out with the random things I've been working on. Okay, the first thing I worked on was Chubby Squirrel by Jeannette Douglas. And this is that cute little squirrel. And I've gotten pretty much done on him. He's not finished, but my goal is to finish him next week because he is just so cute. And he's an easy stitch. And he's on 36 count Old Town Blend by R&R Reproduction Fabrics. And I'm only using 1 strand of floss, DMC, for, I think it's DMC, for this. And I'm pleased with my progress. I now have a squirrel. Yay! I worked on him last week at the stitch-in that I went to up in North Carolina. But isn't he cute? I mean, he just looks like he's going to jump off the branch. So it's 1 strand over 2 threads, and it's on 36 count linen. So it will fit on the acorn. Okay. All right. So there's that. So I stitched a little bit on that. Hopefully I'll get stitched more on that this week. That would be nice. Then I'm still working on the Lord's Prayer sampler. I didn't get much done at all on this week because I was thinking, you know, if I really work on this other piece, I could have a finish. And then, of course, I had to work on my WIPGO things. So the Lord's Prayer sampler is by Stoney Creek. And I just think this is so, so pretty. I'll do this so you can see it better. And I have gotten down to, yes, I have, boop-a-doop, right here. I'm stitching on this border right here, okay? And I'm using 28 count something in my stash. I want to say it's 32 count, excuse me. I want to say it's something like up in the attic or something like that, but I can't remember. I lost the paper, and so I'm going to start doing it a little bit better. But anyway, I'm using 2 strands over 2, as everybody continues to hear me say. And now we're getting to where it's at the bottom of my piece here. But this is what I've got done. And I started on this border here. And that's all I've gotten done. I had to put it down because I got interrupted. But I'm using espresso. Instead of espresso, the DMC, I'm using swamp water from Week Style Works for the browns, the dark browns for the words. But I've really enjoyed stitching this. But hopefully one of these decades it might be finished. But it's 2 strands over 2. Okay. Yeah, everybody says, come on, Dottie, you can finish that. And I'm thinking, yeah, you're right. Okay, but hopefully soon it will be done. I have some other things, I've been doing, so had to work on those. And the next thing we're going to talk about is WIPGO. Okay, this month, Jessie Marie Does Stuff, who is the facilitator and administrator of WIPGO, which is a bingo type game. You make a bingo board, and you divide it into 25 squares. The middle one is free, and then you number the squares off, and in each square what you do is you put the name of a project, and you can put the name of the project in there 2, 3, 4 times, as many times as you want to. And when she calls 2 numbers every month, and when she calls that number, that's the month that you work on it. I mean, you work on it any time, but that's really the month you want to work on it. So, Autumn Rules was one of my picks, and I love this pattern. It's wonderful. And for some reason, every day I picked to stitch on this, I either fell asleep because I was tired, or it was like, oh, but you have to do this. Oh, but you have to do that. So I didn't get much done, but I have stitched 5 days, but I'm going to try to stitch some more on it. So I have met my goal, but you're going to look and you're going to go, that is 5 days stitching? Really? And this is on Vintage Country Mocha, and I am doing 2 strands over 2. Yeah, this is it. That's pitiful. But I'm not kidding you. That was all the stitching I got done in the day. Like one day, all I got done were these apples. That was it. Yeah. So there you go. But anyway, at least I got this much done. And there's several people working on it right now because everybody's getting into autumn, which I can understand because it's been very hot. So anyway, it's 2 over 2, and I love this pattern. I really do. In fact, if I hadn't done this apple, I could just make a little pillow out of that. Wouldn't that be cute for a small? But no, I like the whole thing so much, I want to do all of it. So anyway, hopefully I will do some more on this, and I'll make a little bit more progress. But I was like, oh, I've got to get my finish done. So that's why I didn't do any more on that. Plus the days I chose to stitch on it, yeah, it just didn't work out. Okay, last but not least, I do not have a pattern to show. I mean, a picture to show. All I have is the piece. I've been working on what I call Nurse's Sampler number 1. And I have charted this first for a friend. I don't, I'm not going to be a designer unless, the sky falls open or something. Because I enjoy stitching too much. I want to stitch everybody else's things. I don't want to make things, and I can't draw very well. So there you go. But anyway, what I did was I went into like different books and things, and I worked with some programs, and I finally came up with a font that would take all the verse that she had, because it was quite a long verse. And then I went and looked at borders, and I was like, oh my goodness. So what I did was I chose a border from a Hands Across the Sea sampler, a reproduction sampler. And the reason I did that is because I love Nicola's samplers. I think they're just beautiful. And the one I chose the border from was Fannie Hussey, 1882. And this came from the Wow box. And I used this border here. And I changed it to where it's not all red, okay? It's 2 colors. And this is my finish right here. And see, it turned out to be pretty big. So, I hope my friend likes it. She's going to present it to her other friend. I started to name it after her friend, but I thought, no, I better not. What if all nurses, you know, just want to do this? So I called it the Nurse's Sampler. So isn't that pretty? And the sentiment is very nice. I read it on the last video, so I won't read it on this one. But it's on 36 count R&R Reproductions Vanilla Bean. And I'm using Mermaids. Well, let's see. First of all, I used, oh dear, was it Black Cauldron maybe, I think, for this, and I think it's Classic Colorworks. I used Mermaid Spin for the blue, and I used Sulky 12 count 712 for the red, and that's my finish. Yay! One down and one to go. Yeah, I still got one more to do. It's all charted now except for the border. And I've ordered a border book, thanks to dear sweet Roberta from the Sable Stitcher. She was like, Dottie, you know they have all these borders in that other book. She says, if you've got that book, you need to look in there. And I was like, no, I didn't buy that book when I was at the attic. So I just went ahead and ordered it. So anyway, hopefully this next one will have another border, because a different kind of border, and it'll be different. But I use the reds and the blues of the traditional nurse capes that they used to wear. So there you go. And I hope my friend likes it. I really do. And when I get it framed, I'm going to take it to the framer, and we're going to FaceTime so she can see, you know, pick out the frame that she wants. And then I'll show you the fully finished object. But it's going to be a while, because I'm going to wait till I get them both done, because like I said, I have to drive about an hour and a half or hour and 20 minutes to get to the framer. And he's good. He's worth the drive. All right, now let's talk about our Itsy Shop. Okay. All right, I was looking around at different fall patterns, and I found this one, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. And she's called Asbury's Echoes. And the funny thing is somebody I know is actually just finished one of her patterns. When I saw her account on Instagram, it had this lady, and I was like, oh my gosh. So anyway, I'm just showing her patterns, but she also sells other designers' patterns on her Etsy shop too. And this one's called Fall Welcome Trio. And look at those. Aren't those very pretty? Everything's very primitive, but I just thought that was very pretty. Very fallish. I love that crow and the pumpkins. All right, and the next one, oops, not that, is Grateful for This Day. And I really like that one. And it says, I will be grateful for this day. We all need to think that. The next one is Days of Autumn Pin Keep. And that one was what really got my attention, because I like the colors of the pumpkins. And look at that cat's tail and the quilt on the line. Oops. Then we have Home is the Nicest Word There Is. And she's got a yellow tabby cat button, but you know, I could put a Scotty dog button. Okay. All right, then there's Gobble. It's a primitive Gobble Thanksgiving pillow. Look at that turkey and his wattle, the red wattle. That's what that's called. Then, oops, I'll get smaller. Excuse me. Then we have 3 more pumpkins. It's called Cynthia's Pumpkins. Oh, shoot. Hang on. Try this again. Okay, there we go. 3 more pumpkins. Nothing like technical difficulties. You know, if I were really good, I'd insert pictures, but this is easier. So I hope you don't mind. All right, next we have Such a Funny Sight. And it says, Jack-o'-lantern, Jack-o'-lantern. You are such a funny sight. And it's 2 cute little jack-o'-lantern pillows. Aren't those cute? Look at that little crow on top of the stalk. and the 3 crows in front of the other jack-o'-lantern. These are cute. All right, and then just to show that they do have other patterns besides fall, I saw this Stars and Stripes trio, even though it's past July 4th, but, you know, I thought it was very pretty. And they have Halloween patterns, Christmas patterns, and like I said, other designers' patterns. So be sure and check her out. I will link that below so you can go to Asbury's Echoes Stitches, okay? All right, so what are my plans for this week? Ooh, okay, this week I'm going to do some fall stitching, I hope. So I hope to keep stitching on Autumn Rules and maybe pick up, and of course my little squirrel. I want to finish him. And then I want to work on my stitch along, so I need to do some Christmas stitching. I need to work on the Lord's Prayer, and I also need to start my Other Nurses sampler. So be looking for a new start this week, like I need a new start. But, you know, it's fun. That's all that matters. It's fun. So anyway, and then the next week, I will be going camping, and I'll be going to Camping and Stitching Retreat. And it's with Privies and Prims, Doreen Brannon. And it's the Fall 2024 Camping and Stitching Retreat. And it's in Jonathan Creek, outside Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Isn't that cute? And I've already got my t-shirt. Yay. Now, I will not be camping at the campground, but I have my own camper, you know, up in the mountains, and it's 20 minutes away from the retreat area. So I'm going to be driving in with a friend of mine, and Easy. We're so excited. And I know a couple of you I've met that are going. I was like so excited. I met several of you last weekend. And then I ran into somebody else at another retreat, and they were going. And I heard on Sable Stitchers, and I also read on Doreen's Instagram page that she has 2 spots still open. Now, you don't have to be a camper. There's a hotel nearby, or you can rent one of their cabins that they have if you want to do that. But Waynesville and Maggie Valley have beautiful places to stay, and I think the retreat was $20. It's $20 per person, September 3rd through the 6th. In Waynesville, North Carolina is what she says, but it's really in what you know, Jonathan Creek. And she's got the details on her event page on Privies and Prim's Facebook page. Okay? So be sure and check out Privies and Prim's Facebook page. I will link that below. And if you watch this before September the 3rd, you know, maybe she's got a spot for you. And you can go and we can meet up. That would be great. So we're going to have lots of fun. It's nothing really, really fancy. She's got a great schedule of events to do. There's a smalls exchange. There's going to be games and prizes. And we'll have like a brag table. And once again, I have no idea what to take. Excuse me. Hang on. Oh my goodness. My mouth's dry. I've been talking too much today. But anyway, so in a couple of weeks, you'll be hearing about that. And so anyway, I just wish you all well. Remember, when we get 2,000 subscribers, we're going to have a big giveaway. And people are giving me things to give away. Excuse me. So it should be pretty good. Goodness. Well, and until next week, I will say happy stitching, knitting, or quilting, or whatever it is that you do. And thank you so, so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you coming by to spend time with me. And I really enjoy doing these and getting to meet you all. So remember, if you're going to be at the Privies and Prim retreat, you need to come and look me up week after next. Bye-bye, everybody. Happy stitching.